How did everyone find the category this week?
Oh,
Weird.
Very weird. Very, very, very weird.
So for people at home, that category was Gory Mad Scientist Horror Movies, which is a real category on Netflix. You can find that category yourself. For research to pitch an idea within that category, you all watched From Beyond.
From Beyond.
From Beyond. What did everyone?
Go Beyond? No.
It's called From Beyond.
From
Good to
Beyond.
know someone's done their research. He loved it. He watched every second of it.
I'm now massively on the back foot. Yeah. From Beyond.
It's about Wimbledon.
Let's just check.
Love the main guy.
Yeah. It was great. The footage was good.
Well directed.
I love the Beyond part. The Beyond part was fantastic.
And where they were coming from.
And that yeah.
So if anyone at home doesn't know what From Beyond is a 1986 American science fiction body horror film directed by Stuart Gordon and is loosely based on a short story of the same name by H.P. Lovecraft.
yes.
I thought it was 2 tits away from being a soft porn.
Well, it was, yeah.
It was really
no need for the breasts, were there?
It was quite a saucy.
Yeah.
Well, the intention. So the machine. So basically, this scientist wanted to design a machine that made people randy and want to eat brains. Essentially,
Yeah.
Was that the intended purpose, or was that
I don't know, I think
a
that's
happy accident?
that's
the
that was
subtext.
that was the top line,
Yeah.
which is a powerful concept.
Yeah.
And I think a universal truth that everyone can sort of identify with.
Yeah.
But it just went even crazier from there.
Yeah, when this woman went to the like a hospital or some sort of institute where loads of people were that had been were being treated by this like weird machine. There was like this gross scene with this man who was like, this woman looked through the little window in the little cell. And this
furiously masturbating.
Just tugging one off.
I'd
And
never
but
seen.
her reaction was the best thing. She just subtly shook her head like he does it all the time.
It's just-
Oh, that's just Dave. He does that.
It was completely unnecessary. There was no. I've never seen anyone furiously masturbate before.
It wasn't a
Yeah.
Chekhov's wank.
That's good to know
Yeah.
that
It
you've
didn't
never
come back
witnessed
later.
that before.
Once I caught myself from wearing the changing room.
in the changing room
But you weren't that
Well, he-
furious.
in a public
It wasn't
place.
that furious.
No.
Stranney, what do you have to bring to the table of your Gory Mad Scientist horror movies?
So, let's call it Janet for now.
Okay.
It's about a guy.
And
It's about a guy called Steve.
it's
Janet the lad.
Janet. Or the other title I was thinking of, a scientist who invents a machine to bring back his dead wife,
No.
Okay.
but fails.
Okay. Is that a spoiler? Or-
Possibly, but I don't know. Well,
Let's
no,
see how it plays out.
I say. So that's essentially the top line. So you've got the scientist who's like world's leading scientist in CRISPR, the
Yes, I know, yeah.
DNA editing.
Yeah. So CRISPR is, let me just look it up. CRISPR is a family of a DNA sequence which is found within all sorts of stuff. It's very, very useful for rebuilding a bunch of stuff. It's used in all sorts of genetic science at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's like the leading scientist in that at the moment. Like the people who do the Nobel Peace prizes in their WhatsApp group, they've mentioned him a couple of times. So he's like
The old Nobel Prize WhatsApp group.
Yes. Yeah, so
Are you not a part?
No, I left that group ages ago.
You invited her.
Left it.
anyway, but he gets obsessed. His wife sadly dies, and then he just gets obsessed.
How did she die?
She could. I was thinking that she died in it was a tragic sort of picnic accident.
Oh.
Right, yeah.
And he
Like a crazy seagull or something.
he gave her, I think he gave her like a baby bell, not knowing that she was lactose intolerant, really lactose. But to be fair to him, she didn't know either.
Right, okay.
So she's gone through her whole life never having milk, and then just that
Milk
one
cheese.
tragic
So
day,
it's
baby bell, dead.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
what it
definition of a tragedy.
It's all it takes, yeah.
wheel.
Yeah, so she's accidentally killed his own wife by giving a baby bell. And
Always it's like the worst cheese. It's not even really cheese, is it?
No.
It's
he
not like
didn't
a
even want to
mature
bring the
cheddar.
baby bell. Like he was half thinking, should I bring baby bell to a picnic? Is that
You
even
can have a scene with him in Tesco's, like, should I buy baby bells?
Yeah.
And then him like crying, being like, I shouldn't have done it.
Should have done it. So
can
then
have
he
flashbacks to that
becomes
later.
then consumed by the idea of inventing a machine to bring her back, or not to bring her back, to make other people look like her. So
Wait, so he's taking existing people.
He's taking existing people
Yeah.
and then transforming them to look,
Right.
make them look like her.
in appearance or brain as well.
Well, both.
Okay.
I think, but like it's a lot of trial and error. So is
Trial and error.
Yeah. We could call it Transformers.
yeah, well,
So he's just ruthlessly killing all these other women. So
not
then
killing them, but he's like
stealing a nose from a woman.
Yeah.
So he's taken his ex-wife. He's got his ex-wife's DNA.
Yeah.
Because she was like she malted everywhere, like, just constantly malted everywhere. Like even 6 years later, he's still finding stuff.
finding stuff. Yeah.
It's just-
Janet!
and-
Like
Where's the Hoover?
yeah,
suddenly it, like pulls up from the sink. Just a long,
the sink is on the. It's like. Yeah, he's eating his cereal. It's like, how is it
shower.
in my bowl? Like why has she done this? And, like, so he's got plenty of DNA to play with.
Too much of anything.
Too much of it. Yeah.
If anything, it means that he's sloppy because he doesn't have to worry about any sort of finite resource.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite
well, that could be a thing where he's running out of he's running out of chances. But I think so. He goes through. I don't know whether he has a current girlfriend that he keeps changing, like making to look like she thinks it's like a weight loss machine or something, or makes her look younger. But really, he's using the machine to make her look like his dead wife.
Oh.
Or if he's like getting prostitutes. Like just bring the prostitutes.
Sounds like
in.
she's not still molting. I feel like there's a lot of there's a bit of cross
Oh
contamination.
God, yeah. You accidentally bring in someone else's hair now.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like he's getting bits of the wrong.
Well, you see, if you get in like the school janitor or someone who it's just like, he doesn't have to be a woman, just get the school janitor in, make this bloke, make him into his wife. That doesn't work out. But then, the janitor's beard stubble gets mixed in with it all. The next one comes out.
But like a fly, or the Jeff Goldblum thing.
Yeah.
But so I was thinking like initially, so he tried, he's trying the machine out and he's getting closer. Like she's starting to look like his dead wife. Like, but there'll be something like she's got like a massive ear, or like she's missing a leg, or like it's just not quite right, or she's got one eye or something. But it just keeps
No teeth.
no teeth.
No eyelids.
What was her name? Janet.
Janet.
Nightmare.
Janet.
Yeah.
And her husband, he also gets a job as a janitor because it reminds him of her name.
Sure.
Janet.
Probably need. Yeah.
Oh, good.
We love the name job things.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a Frankenstein situation.
Yeah.
You know how like he used to get little bits of dead
Yeah, I think
bodies
you just
and make
described Frankenstein.
No.
No.
But I was thinking maybe like he gets really close. Like he's now got to the stage where his current girlfriend now looks pretty much like his dead wife, but she's she's just the same. She's got the same personality. So he gets even more consumed, and he tries to make the machine change her personality to make her like. So I was thinking like one quality of his dead wife was that she was an excellent dishwasher.
Just to clarify, she's dead.
Yeah.
Dead wife.
Like she is an excellent dishwasher. Like everyone, if you were to, what's Janet like? Oh God, excellent dishwasher. Like that was the thing she was known for.
The papers reported on it.
That's what she was known for.
And so there's a flashback. You would explain this in a flashback scene where this is the early dating stage, and they've just had dinner at his house, and she's like, "No, I'll wash up." He's like, "You sure?" "Yeah, no, I love it." And then she goes into the kitchen. And she's just washing up like this casserole dish.
Oh,
and
that's the worst.
He's hypnotized. He's like standing watching. He's like, whoa, she knows what she's doing. And so
Who cooked the casserole?
The shot is that she's there at the sink washing the casserole.
Yeah.
Then he comes in from the side, completely naked, like and rock solid. And so it's a bit like it's like a twist on the.
You see that first entering the frame, okay.
Extension in, but it's a bit like that scene in Ghost with the they're making the pottery. So it's that it's that sort of cultural scene moment.
People talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So so she was an excellent dishwasher. His current girlfriend isn't, and he's like, let's try and make her a good dishwasher, but he messes it up, and
then she just smashes the casserole dishes.
Well, this might be too mental, but I was thinking that the machine actually turns her into a dishwasher, like an actual dishwasher. But she doesn't. The current girlfriend doesn't even notice, and she's like, "Why are you looking at me funny?" And he's like, "Nothing."
And he's just looking at a dishwasher.
Yeah.
With a
And
mouth.
Then, yeah. And
Why are you looking at me
Opening
funny?
and closing to talk.
Does he still have the same hair that folds?
He's freaking out. He's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit.
You're in
And
real
then
trouble now.
Yeah,
She's covered
and
in
she's
hair.
Like, and they're going out that night, and she's like, she's
I love how that's the concern.
and she's coming into the room going, I don't know what's wrong. I just can't find anything that fits in me anymore. And she's coming. You just cut to a dishwasher in a red dress or something. It's like ripped, and he's like, don't worry about it. Come on, you look lovely.
I don't look fat.
God.
That might be too mental, but I think it builds towards him then deciding that he then does it on himself. He changes.
Yeah.
He puts the machine on himself, and the last scene is him looking in the mirror as his dead wife, completely naked. And there's a moment.
Why is everyone naked?
There's a moment where you go, he's finally found this is the he's achieved his goal. So it's just him looking,
And it's a pitch perfect.
pitch perfect, yeah. And then you hold it for a second, and then he just starts fudding himself. And
Not swat himself.
What?
It's going at
Fudding?
going at himself.
Going at himself.
And then cut to black.
So
Yeah.
it's like a long held shot with very still, very gentle, and then there's like an explosive second, and then cut to black.
Cut to black.
Nice.
But
Leaves you wanting more.
yeah.
Excellent.
So you don't know whether he's been so consumed with it he's actually turned himself into
And what happens to the wife, the current girlfriend?
the dishwasher.
It
Dropped
turns
her
if
off
she's
at like a
dishwasher.
recycling point at the country.
Oh, he fly tipped her.
He fly tipped her, and she's none the wiser. She's like, "What's going on?"
Why am I
Why-
on this mattress?
Yeah, she's
How would she get about? You know, when you said she was like went to try on a dress and came back into the bedroom and stuff. Like, is she got like a tumble dryer feature where she just like vibrates all the way across the room?
I'm not going to deny there is holes, in the plot, but the I think for the purposes of the audiences, we just stick little wheels on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just especially because for filming and then she's scuffing floors. We can't be doing that.
Just
stuff.
Yeah,
hide all
true,
the mirrors in the house. Make sure she can't see.
Yeah.
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 So yeah.
Age
That's
range?
it.
What? 12
You.
plus. You. Especially for when she's going at herself. And he.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I forgot about that. PG. For the end bit.
And so who did you want to be the dead wife?
I think Natalie Portman. I think she'd be an excellent
Dishwasher.
No, she's not.
Oh, no,
She's the
the
Natalie
aspirine.
Portman would be Janet,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then the current girlfriend, someone completely different, like Melissa McCarthy or something.
And so we see like strange approximations of Natalie Portman throughout
Throughout the film, yeah.
Now, part of this category again is gory mad scientist, so I assume that's some of the experiments. I know it's PG, so we've got a bit of wiggle room. Some of the experiments, rather than big air, it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
10 noses, but not where you want them, or
Yeah, we have a
The trial and error aspect is quite
got a lot of
interesting.
good-
you could have a bit of fun with that, I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah. If it is like The Fly, and like he's got a cat, and like some of that hair on the sofa gets in.
But I've not
Yeah.
seen The Fly, so how would that work? What, you just get the DNA? It's all DNA wise. It's not like you're going to a girl and then thinking, oh, that's the same dead wife nose. You don't chop off a random
No.
girl's nose and
No.
stick it. Oh, okay.
The fly. What, you've never seen the film The Fly?
No.
Jeff Goldblum wants to invent is it a teleportation machine or something?
Yes, it's a teleportation machine
And
to move from one point to another. He
One point
just
to
does it
another.
in like his living room.
yes,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
but when he does it, a house fly flies into one of the machines,
Oh.
and then
Yeah. When it teleports them, it just kind of mushes them together.
mushes the.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then the film
Yeah.
then becomes about him becoming a fly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this
I
a
genuinely think that
popular
your
film?
idea, the concept of your film is better than that concept.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Yeah.
basically becomes a fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
80s, they were desperate for film, so you just had to walk in and just pitch a top line, and they were like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant.
I've
It's
seen
a
some
guy who becomes a fly. He's just buzzing around in the meeting room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A fly, yep.
Yeah, that works.
That's what I said.
Sure.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Make it so.
I mean, there's a dishwasher in this room as well, which I'm sure is why Stranney came up with that one.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, in answer to your question, the goriness could come from the trial and error aspect of the machine going wrong, trying to make various different permutations of his dead wife.
Great. And who did you see as being the main guy character? Who's trying to create the wife?
Who did I think?
The dead wife.
Comedian Will Frazer, I've heard.
Yes.
Oh, is he available?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Either Antonio Banderas
Oh.
Yes.
or
Al Pacino.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe.
One of them is 59 years old, and one of them isn't.
So we'd go out to Antonio first. If he says no,
Daniel Radcliffe.
we go to Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll go to Daniel, and he'll be like,
The-
"You didn't ask Antonio Banderas before me, did you?"
Yeah,
And you're like, no.
Make sure Antonio's name was off everything. Don't leave it on the script. Just because, and also a key tip in casting:
Yeah.
never go out if you've only got one role. Don't go out to two people at the same time because they both might say yes.
Yeah, good point.
Ah.
Yep.
Okay.
So
who-
you go out, you wait till they say no,
Yeah.
and then you go out to the next person.
Because if
Yeah.
they both
Yeah.
say yes,
It's a
you'll
good
be like,
tip.
Yeah,
oh, sorry,
then you
mate,
just be
it's
like,
not
oh,
happening
we're gonna have a
anymore.
really awkward
And then all of a
conversation.
sudden, Janet.
And then we're furiously rewriting the script, going, "Can we have both of them? Is there a way to make them both?
Yeah.
Who's more likely to look like? Can we make Daniel look like Antonio and just sort of the share?
Well, they have got similar casting brackets, haven't
Can
they?
they
I mean, they've got a 29-year age gap, but do you reckon we can, cover that
Yeah.
in makeup or something? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe this character
Yeah.
just always is shot from behind.
Yeah, oh,
Maybe.
You never see their face.
yeah.
Or Daniel Radcliffe could be the flashback scenes.
It could be when he was younger. He's
he
a
was
younger Antonio. That's how you solve it.
There you go.
That's how
Okay.
you solve it.
Yeah.
But we want to avoid we want to avoid any awkwardness. So we'll go out to Antonio first, see what he says, and then if he says no, he's not available.
Yeah.
Daniel.
I'll get
Daniel
on to
will be
Antonio
available,
now.
won't he?
He's sliding in his DMs, Rory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And then
I'll ask him not to tell Radcliffe about it. I know they're
yeah,
close.
tell him not to tell Radcliffe.
Just in case, Well, that's that idea, which is I quite like the title to be a bit like a Doctor Strange, where it's like Janet or a scientist who tries to bring back his dead wife but fails.
Yeah,
Because that's how you introduced it, and I think that works quite nicely.
yeah. It sort of does what it says. You know what you're going to see. There's no you don't even need to see the trailer.
Yeah.
You turn up at the cinema. You go, well, that is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Let's go see that.
It didn't lie.
It didn't.
One thing I can say about it.
It's got Daniel Radcliffe and Antonio on the poster.
Yeah.
And Natalie Portman. Yeah, that's bums
Yeah.
on seats.
Yep,
That is
exactly.
bums on seats.
So the guy that came up with this clearly thought this through.
Yeah.
Hello again. Just interrupting for a second to let you know that you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook by searching for You Watched Pod, where you'll find additional content, podcast news, and exciting updates on my quest for the next big thing. That's You Watched Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Will,
Yeah.
what is your Gory Mad Scientist horror movie?
It's called The Spawn of Smee.
Okay.
Spawn of
Spawn of Smee.
And how do you spell me?
What is it?
S-M-E-E.
Okay. Thanks for keeping me hanging on that second E.
E. Three E's.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Is Will having a stroke?
E. E.
Is that it?
That's it.
Great.
Born of
That's
All right, so
again.
what do we think, guys?
I think it's got legs.
Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of potential. There's a lot of wiggle room, a lot of room for growth.
All right, so the Dr. Smee Smeg is a failed scientist.
Smee Smeg?
Smee Smeg. It's
Yeah.
his full name.
Yeah.
Smee Smeg.
How many E's in Smeg?
3.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Smee
Smee.
Smeg. And it's set in 100 years' time. So
Okay.
2120. Is that how you're going to say that?
2110,
I
probably.
think
2K12. 2K12. It's set in 2K12.
Okay.
And basically, we've run out of animals. So we've eaten them all.
Ah.
Yeah, all gone.
Oh,
We've
bloody
eaten
hell.
them all.
Yeah, done. Done.
Whose fault is that? Who did
Whose
that?
fault is that? Well, I'm not sure yet,
Right.
but I'll work that one out. Actually, we don't
They need to
talk
get what's
about
coming
that
to them if they're eating all the
because
animals.
it's set in the future. So we just say, in this time,
Yeah.
there's no animals.
They just left.
They just left. We ate them all, or they left.
Option left.
Yeah, we ate them all.
They'd
or
had
they
it, they'd
left.
had
They're
it.
gone.
Yeah.
They all went mass suicide.
So
into
we're a
the ocean.
completely like vegan planet, right?
Okay.
Not not like, oh, I'm vegan. It's just out. You haven't got a choice.
Yeah.
Right. Dr. Smeg is a doctor of science,
Okay.
and he basically he works at a school. So if you imagine like the opening scene, have you seen The Hangover, where he's like, giving me all your money, kids, because they're going to Vegas.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
He's
just
taking
before.
that money straight home, and he's got a monster growing. It's half chicken, half pig.
Right.
It's called a pickin'.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pickin', okay.
Other ideas are
Sounds
welcomed.
delicious.
Other ideas are welcomed.
Chig.
A chig.
I'm not sure.
Chig. I think picking. I think
Yeah.
picking's safer.
Yeah, I think the chances of people mispronouncing on set are a lot lower with pigging.
Yeah. So
Okay.
picking. So he's creating this thing, and basically he feeds it black pudding because that's all he eats.
Okay.
He
Where's he
feed-
getting the blood
Yeah,
from?
where's-
For the
Where's he
black
getting
pudding?
blood? Huh?
Plot hole there.
Yeah, black
What sort-
pudding made of pig's blood.
What we'll
I believe,
do
right?
is we'll breeze over that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
The only meat or source that isn't plant is black pudding.
Okay.
Right? This guy stockpiled loads of it.
Right.
Okay.
Like, I mean,
Got it.
loads.
Got
He's
it.
got
He
a base,
thought ahead.
like long life milk.
It keeps really well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps really. It's just blood, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he feeds it, but he knows
Yeah.
that this picken is getting intelligent. So this picken decides that actually, if I eat his blood, I can multiply quicker.
Oh.
So Dr. Smeg, dead. Big fat mess on the floor, dead. Yeah, this picken eats him.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. But why did he create this picken? Was it for the food, for the meat, or was it for money?
No one will know because he's dead.
We won't know.
We won't know.
Does the picken have a kind of cute name? Like, when all these scientists, they kind of have a little name.
They call him pig
Oh, okay.
or chicken.
The chicken really got the short end of the
Depending on
stick.
what side they're facing.
Yeah.
Well, all right, it's half pig, half chicken. How is this split?
How is it split?
Yeah, is it like right down the middle? Is
Yeah,
it like,
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it like cat dog? Where it's like got a chicken.
So
on
like,
it
so if you
and a pig
imagine
on the
half a
other?
pig and then on the other half is a chicken and it's with this one dangly little leg.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it's not long enough. I know it's a really long, skinny leg
Right.
that hits the floor, and that's what it looks
Trying
like.
to hold up the weight
Yeah.
of the other side.
If you imagine half a pig and half a chicken, Rory,
Yeah.
that's what we're going for there.
Okay, that's self-explanatory. So from what I got from that is the chicken is mostly the back end. Does this thing lay eggs?
Plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
It defecates tofu.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
That is a shame. If you've got a pig / chicken, you've got no more animals, and you think, oh,
Yeah.
maybe we can have bacon again. Remember the history books
Yeah.
where they talked about bacon and
Yeah.
like chicken, and then it's tofu.
Also, who discovered that this shit was tofu?
Well, Dr. Smeg's apprentice,
Just was like,
Tom.
Fucking hell,
It will
Tom.
be played by Ben Whishaw.
Right.
He goes round to Dr. Smeg's being like, Dr. Smeg, I got the flowers you wanted. He goes in, dead on the floor. Oh no, sees this picken.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what's this? But the picken's scared,
Yeah.
so it shits himself.
Yeah.
And then,
then Ben
out,
Whishaw goes, I have some of that.
but it's
So
already
he goes
wrapped.
over.
It comes out wrapped.
Oh,
So,
right.
yeah,
Oh,
like
it's
a
like a
yeah,
little-
it
right,
comes
yeah.
out like it's fresh out of Waitrose.
Right, sure.
Right.
A brand name tofu.
Yeah.
Tofu.
Oh yeah. We're not talking Lidl. It's
No.
Waitrose. This
Ah,
Dr.
I see.
Smeg
Yeah.
thought about everything.
Okay.
The concept of there being no animals left is a very that's a great top line.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like
Yep.
that.
How does he scrounge together the pig and the chicken DNA?
He finds
Mhm.
a rasher of bacon
Oh.
and he finds a chicken drumstick and he puts them both together.
Yeah.
And because it's science,
Yeah.
Because it's
Just
science.
because it's real.
Yeah.
Cut to science montage.
It's a dramatic
got a
music
pipette and
like
it's dropping it on the-
this bacon rasher and this chicken drumstick start to mate. and then it grows and it grows.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like imagine Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
So the plant, it grows and it grows and it grows.
Yeah.
This rasher of bacon and chicken drumstick just grows and grows, and then eventually,
together.
and he keeps
Yeah.
on like throwing black pudding at it,
Yeah.
and it just keeps on growing, and eventually, it's a full-grown picken, defecating tofu.
What was his why did he Was he just wanting to try and recreate animals? Oh,
Well, everyone thought he was doing it for the money, right? He was going to get this picking bigger and bigger and
I
bigger.
imagine he was getting a lot of interest. People
Getting a
probably
lot of
wanted to
dollars. He was
buy
getting OK Magazine were offering thousands for photographs and stuff, and he was like, no, because actually he was doing it for the love of the tofu.
So I'm quite interested to hear what you guys have got.
them. Right.
Nim, let's start with you. What is your idea for an entry into the gory mad scientist horror movie genre?
Okay, so
Build us up.
Teasers.
Yeah.
Cokes is in. It's a warm
we're in
and
Russia, and there's a rebellious doctor called Dr. Laskativ.
How do
His
you
name-
spell Luscative?
His Shut up. His first name is La, L-A,
La.
and his last name is Skativ.
Scutif. With
Skativ.
an F or a V at the end?
V. I was going for a V. Skativ.
Right, yep.
Yeah.
Russian.
So basically, this is the film that shows how. This was to show how laxatives were made. You see.
Okay.
So this was
the question on everyone's minds.
yeah. So this was pre-laxatives. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically,
What a dark time.
Dr. Laskativ.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he was a Russian.
Keep on pushing that one.
What a
Keep on
fortuitous,
pushing that one.
what a fortuitous coincidence.
Well, normally
What do you want to be
drugs
when you
and
grow
they-
up, La? I want to study laxatives.
Is there like a scene where someone's like, what do you call this?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, let's get it. And they go, laxative.
Laxative. Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
one of those things. Yeah,
Right.
like it just gets just lost in translation, isn't it? So basically, his aim is that he wanted to create a pill to make all of like women fat. Like he wanted the Russian woman to win Miss World. And
Okay.
then, so he wanted to make a pill to make all of the other countries' ladies fat. Yeah. So, but the thing is, instead, all these women just kept shitting themselves and losing weight. So then,
Oh, no.
Yeah,
The one thing we didn't want.
exactly. So now the fattest woman in Miss World is Miss Russia.
And she comes last.
And she
And she
loses.
comes last, because obviously it's all about how much you weigh. And she was hefty.
Oh, it's how much is
how much you weigh and how much you
back
shit.
then they just put them on
With this
scales. They
shit
just
being
weighed
really
them.
important,
Yeah, but the thing is, it was still close. Like she was a runner-up because, like, to be fair, the other contestants were continuously shitting themselves, but they were thinner.
They couldn't compete.
No, well, they were still competing, but their white dresses would be soiled, and so there might be
Should've planned ahead.
the swimsuit competition. Like,
So
swimsuit
this
round
guy,
was-
so this scientist, has he been employed or by the government to make Russia win, or
He
does
was
he
just-
want?
I think he was just like a Russian rebel. He was like, "How come Russia never wins? Never wins a Miss World."
Yeah.
Where's he from?
I don't know. I've never done a Russian accent.
America.
But yeah, so he it sounded American. Sorry. But yeah, so he was just a rebellious kind of guy. Was like, no, we need to win. Russia's the greatest country in the world, and our women are hot. So like, let's just maybe Dr. Laskativ, depending on what you guys think, should be a woman. And she was a failed Miss Russia.
How refreshing.
Why did we assume it wasn't a woman?
Says a lot about society.
Rory?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So she makes the pill,
Yeah.
which she believes will make them fat.
Yeah.
But it actually makes them shit themselves.
Yeah.
And then she spikes them all. Like, is there some sort of mix up? Like, how does this happen? Because you think she would test it one time.
She hasn't even tested it.
No.
She's that
goes,
confident.
that should probably
she's
do
just gone.
it.
Yeah.
Should do
She's
it.
just packed her like 20 pills in the
Yeah.
bag. and went,
He's like,
off she goes.
yeah, let's wing it. Let's wing it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what
She's done the math.
she's very
She
arrogant.
should make him fat, and then she, like, as she leaves, it's slow panning on the computer, and it's like, oh no, she forgot to carry the wand. It's actually shitting medicine.
Exactly. But the thing is, then because of that, she becomes a hero as the woman who makes people lose weight. So then
Laxatives are born.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So she is the first person to ever hold a degree. Instead of a PhD, it's called an MAD. MAD spells mad. Mad scientist. And the MAD actually stands for Masters in Anal Defecation.
I like it.
Thanks.
So did she hadn't invented laxatives up until that point.
Yes.
So she wasn't aware.
No, so she was about to go to prison, but they thought, we need your recipe. And then she became a star from that.
Right.
The
You see?
police
So
actually
up
lift
until-
her up and carry her out.
Yeah, because they could, because she was on the laxatives.
Up until that point, she thought she was making a pill that made women put on weight.
Yeah, because she was really like just a villain, but
Right.
she's now somehow flipped on the head,
And-
and everyone's like, "Wow, we
Okay.
love you, Doctor Laxative."
And then because she hadn't tested it, fool her. Like that's incredible that she
Yeah.
didn't do that. But
We still don't know the long-term effects.
we don't know the long-term effects. But she went to the competition having accidentally designed laxatives.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that would be maybe one of the main scenes in the film.
I would think
Watching-
so.
Yeah.
Watching everyone.
An extended 20-minute scene in the middle of the movie.
We can have cramps.
Uncut.
We can have like all kinds of sound effects.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be, really intense as well, like seeing it all come out.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
seeing
I
it-
see.
Yeah, let's
I'm
make this
thinking the scene
gory.
from is it 127 hours where he cuts off his arm?
Yeah.
But just
Oh,
having
yeah.
a massive
Yeah,
poo.
let's keep it going.
Yeah.
I think don't be. I think certification is maybe like 12. Like don't be afraid to push the boundaries.
Yeah, well, because
I mean, bring your kids because they
need-
might learn something. Yeah.
They're going to learn something. It could be educational. Maybe it could run out to schools. More money in that way.
Part of the genre is horror, and I think this scene is a good
It's
time
horrible.
to get some of that.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, so I think this scene is a good opportunity to get some of that horror in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think an uncut, just brutal,
Yeah.
very like grounded, gritty scene
Diarrhea.
of like 20 women
Yeah.
just defecating.
But
all
also,
over
it's
the
going to have a
floor.
slight comedy element because of the sounds.
Well, horror and comedy, they're very closely
Yeah.
related.
There's something funny about diarrhea in a weird way. So, like, if you say to like your boss at work, say, "I can't come in. Why not? I've got the shit."
Yeah.
Someone's gonna laugh about that.
Yeah.
You know, someone's laughing about that.
So what time? So this is obviously pre-laxatives. What time period is this set?
I've got to think 1986.
Okay, 1986.
I would have thought.
I
Now,
think laxatives.
Yeah.
yeah, I reckon.
Laxatives were invented in 1820.
Oh, shite.
and Miss Universe has been on for about 30 years.
Was it by any chance invented by a Russian rebel called Laskativ?
Loskativ.
Oh my god, it was. No, it's
Oh my god.
no, it's invented by Thomas Beecham. Now, who do you think stars as either laxative or any and all of the women shitting themselves?
I'm going Michelle Obama. Yeah.
As laxative.
She's probably. I mean, what's she up to now?
Powerful woman.
The thing is,
available.
she's
Yeah,
got
she's definitely available now.
So we just need to find out if Michelle Obama can do a Russian accent.
Yeah.
1 minute. I'll slide into her DMs and just ask real
Yeah.
quick.
We'll have to audition her,
Yeah.
obviously.
I mean, yeah,
She'd
you can't do
understand,
favoritism. She needs to.
Yeah.
Go through the process.
I don't care if you're Michelle Obama, Let's see if you're good enough.
Let's loop back round
Yep.
and let's look at all the ideas we've already got. So, to start us off, we've got Nim's idea, Mad, is set in Russia. There's a doctor called Laskativ. How a laxative made? Well, her aim is to make a pill that makes people fat to sabotage the Miss World contest and all the contestants who aren't Russian. But shock horror, she does make the laxatives and accidentally makes all of the contestants thinner by them shitting themselves thin. And she's heralded as a hero for, letting people be a little bit more relieved. And she is dubbed a master in anal defecation.
That's right.
Or mad. Next up, we've got Michael Stranney's idea, which is Janet, or the scientist who tries to bring back his dead wife but fails. This is a story about a world-renowned scientist in CRISPR science who accidentally kills his wife with a baby bell, but uses DNA from her left around the house to transform various people into her, including himself, and also send someone into a dishwasher. Pretty good. I don't think that's and also there's a dishwasher involved is in the equation.
I forgot about the baby bell part.
Yep.
That was great.
Then we've got the spawn of Smee, which is Will's idea. There's a doctor of science called Dr. Smee Smeeg in 2120, 100 years from now. And it's a completely vegan planet. And this doctor has decided to grow himself a monster. It's half pig, it's half chicken, it eats black pudding, and it gets a taste for blood before killing the doctor and running off. But which one do we like the best?
Well, I like the concept of no animals being, 100 years in the future.
Yeah.
And there's no animals don't exist anymore.
And I think it sticks to the gore because of the killing of Mr. Smeesmeg.
Yeah, that's very true. There's definitely a murder scene.
He's
in it.
being eaten alive, and like Ben Whishaw,
Wishaw.
I'm getting all the
Dr. Smee.
I'm getting too Whishaw.
Yeah.
I quite like how like absolutely random it is, and especially with the tofu poo.
So what do you think, guys? You think that should be the one that we take away from here? Try and make a reality?
Yeah.
Sure.
Bring
Yeah.
picking to life.
I'll get those gears turning, make that a reality. And thank you very much, guys. I think it's been a very productive meeting.
Thank you very much, Rory.
No problem. This episode of Because You Watch featured Michael Stranney, Odedra, Will Frazer, and me, Rory Binks. It was produced by Joe Grace and Martin Trickey.